Hello, Radiant Leo. This is Luna Celestine, and I'm here with a message you were meant to hear. From July 19th to 24th, you are entering what the ancients once called a sacred corridor of becoming. A rare, energetic gateway carved out by the moon herself, opening just before the new moon begins her silent rise. For you, Leo, this is not just a shift in the sky. It is a quiet unraveling of everything that no longer reflects who you truly are. The veils between the seen and the unseen are thinner now than they've been in years. And as the physical world softens, the voice of your higher self grows clearer. This is not a time to perform, not a time to prove. It is a time to pause, to retreat inward, and to listen. This week is not about isolation, but about sacred solitude. An intentional disconnection from the noise of the world so that your soul's frequency can recalibrate. You've spent much of your life in the spotlight, Leo, being strong for others, shining even when your fire felt dim. But the universe is inviting you to come home to yourself now, not as the lion roaring at the edge of the stage, but as the lion who knows its power even in stillness. You may feel an unfamiliar pull to step back, to be quiet, to let your body and spirit rest. This is not weakness. This is realignment. When the world quiets around you, what's meant for you begins to rise. During these days, energy moves through you like a slow-burning flame, not to consume you, but to cleanse. Your dreams may become vivid. Emotions you thought you buried may reappear. Patterns may resurface, not to punish you, but to ask if you're ready to release them once and for all. The lunar gateway is not subtle. It moves through your nervous system, through your breath, through the space behind your ribs where your truth has been waiting. All it asks is that you make space. Space to feel, to observe, to soften into the unknown without needing to understand everything at once. Leo, this isn't about doing more. It's about remembering who you are when there is nothing left to prove. Let the world move without you for a moment. Let the fires burn low and steady, and trust that on the other side of this quiet, something new is being born. Not just a version of you that shines, but a version of you that is whole. Stay with the stillness. You're not falling behind. You're falling into alignment. And that, beloved Leo, is where your true power lives. This is not the time to gather, not the time to explain yourself to others or to chase clarity in the reflections of the outer world. This phase, July 19th to 24th, is designed to strip away the noise so that your soul can hear itself again. You are not being asked to withdraw out of fear, Leo, but out of reverence. The universe is offering you a rare pause, a stillness with purpose, where you are meant to sit in your own presence and allow what's no longer aligned to fall away. Social distractions, constant conversations, the need to be on, these are not your allies right now. They scatter your frequency, and to rise into what's next, you need to be fully gathered, fully with yourself. Because if you rush through this threshold unprepared, if you continue as if nothing is shifting, then the surge of new energy arriving with the new moon can feel overwhelming. It might trigger old fears, provoke emotional chaos, or send you searching for control in all the wrong places. But if you honor this stillness, if you choose solitude as your sacred container, you begin to sync with the new rhythm before it even lands. You create resonance. Your body softens. Your nervous system recalibrates. You stop reacting and start remembering. And that's when it happens. The quiet, miraculous moment where you slip out of the old version of your life and into something higher. This is what they call a timeline shift. It's not a fantasy, it's a vibrational truth. When you raise your frequency through presence, stillness, and conscious release, you align with a new trajectory, one where your gifts are seen, your abundance is natural, your relationships are soul-matched, and your path feels like home. It doesn't come from wishing. It comes from preparation. And Leo, this week is your preparation, not by force, not by performance, but by choosing to be still long enough for the energy of your true life to find you. The new world is not coming to those who run louder, it is arriving through those who are willing to listen. And if you're quiet enough, you will feel it beginning to rise inside you. So why must you be alone? Because sacred solitude is not the same as loneliness. Loneliness aches with absence. Solitude, when chosen with intention, is full. It is a high vibrational space where all the outer noise finally quiets, enough for you to hear what's been whispering inside you all along. This is not about withdrawing out of avoidance. It's about returning to the signal of your soul. You've spent so much of your life tuned to the expectations of others, responding, performing, giving. But in this moment, the universe is asking you to switch frequencies, to step out of the static and into the subtle. During this gateway, your energy body becomes highly receptive, like a finely tuned antenna designed to receive direct transmissions from higher realms. These are not just poetic ideas, these are felt experiences. You may begin to sense codes of light, subtle vibrations, inner knowing, new thoughts not born from logic, but from something deeper. This is the language of your soul, streaming in through dream states, sudden clarity, emotional releases that seem to come from nowhere. These transmissions are coming from Sirius, the star known as our spiritual sun, the place from which many ancient traditions believe our souls once traveled. These light codes are also encoded in your own DNA, waiting to be awakened, but you cannot receive them if you are surrounded by chaos. The dramas of others, the constant scroll of distraction, even well-meaning conversations, these all jam your signal. Solitude clears the line. It doesn't demand that you do anything grand. It simply asks that you make space. Sit in the silence, light a candle. Listen not with your ears, but with your body, your breath, your heartbeat. The universe is always speaking, but this week, it is speaking directly to you. And to truly hear it, you must be brave enough to be still, brave enough to be alone, not as punishment, but as preparation for everything that is about to unfold. And as this sacred solitude deepens, Leo, you may begin to notice a strange electricity moving through your everyday life. Quiet at first, but unmistakable. The body speaks long before the mind understands, and during this gateway, your physical and emotional systems become the very instruments through which your soul plays its most ancient songs. You might feel an unshakable fatigue settle in your bones, not the kind that rest cures, but the kind that signals deep energetic shedding. You may find yourself waking abruptly between 3 and 4 a.m., wide-eyed and alert in the hush of night, as if something unseen is nudging you from sleep. This is not insomnia. It is invitation. These are the hours when the veil between dimensions is at its thinnest, when your spirit guides, your higher self, and the stars themselves whisper through the stillness. Your emotions, too, may begin to surge without clear provocation. One moment you might be overcome with grief so sudden it feels ancient, and the next flooded with joy so pure it brings tears. These are not mood swings. They are emotional echoes, residual frequencies from old timelines, long-forgotten heartbreaks, soul memories surfacing for final release. You are not losing control. You are being cleansed. The sadness is not just yours. The joy is not random. They are part of a greater purging, a spiritual detox that is rewriting your inner landscape to make space for the energy that's arriving with the new moon. You may also begin to witness synchronicities that seem too precise to dismiss. Angel numbers 1111, 222, 555 might start appearing everywhere, almost as if reality itself is speaking in code. A song on the radio answers a question you didn't say aloud. A memory you haven't thought of in years appears vividly in a dream. A feather lands at your feet just as you're contemplating a decision. These aren't coincidences, they are confirmations. The universe is letting you know you're in the current now. You're not imagining it. You're aligning. And perhaps most quietly of all, you may begin to feel a soft detachment from the world you once clung to. The routines, the roles, the places and people that once defined you. They may start to feel distant, like costumes you've outgrown or scripts from a story you no longer wish to tell. This, too, is part of the shift. You are not drifting away. You are recalibrating. The old world is not bad. It's simply finished, and your soul knows it's time to rise. So if you feel strange, ungrounded, or like something deep inside you is changing without explanation, know that it is, and it's not a crisis. It's an awakening. You're not breaking down, Leo. You're breaking free. Let it happen. Let it move. Let it guide you home. And then, as the lunar gateway draws to a close, the new moon arrives, not gently, but with the quiet intensity of something ancient stirring beneath your skin. This isn't just any new moon, Leo. It is one cradled within the arms of Ashelsha Nakshatra, the serpent star. A lunar mansion woven with the sacred symbolism of the snake shedding its skin. This is the energy of raw transformation. Not decorative, not surface level, but cellular. Under this moon, you are not being asked to improve yourself. You are being asked to become someone new. The serpent doesn't shed because it feels inspired. It sheds because it must. Because the old skin tightens and cracks. Because the body outgrows its shell. You too are feeling this now. Pressure in places you once felt safe. Discomfort in identities that used to fit. The roles, the beliefs, the habits, the generational stories, they're growing heavy. What you once carried with pride now feels foreign, unnecessary, even suffocating. This isn't regression. It's the signal that it's time to let go. Ashelsha invites you to uncoil, to unbind yourself from the entanglements of the past, the inherited pain, the ancestral patterns, the vows you made in lifetimes you don't remember but still carry. The snake doesn't mourn the skin it leaves behind, and neither should you. This moon doesn't ask for perfection, it asks for surrender, for your willingness to dissolve who you thought you had to be in order to rise as who you truly are. This is the most profound alchemy of all, not chasing the light, but daring to move through the shadow with open eyes. When you honor the serpent energy, Leo, you stop resisting the discomfort of change and start revering it. You see that the sting, the shedding, the disorientation, it's all part of becoming. And you remember, transformation isn't a collapse, it's a return to the most unfiltered version of you, waiting just beneath the surface. This new moon is not an ending. It's the sacred tremble before the rebirth. Let yourself unravel, let the old skin fall. You are not losing yourself. You are becoming more of who you've always been. And once the shedding has passed, Leo, once the old skin lies behind you and the serpent within has risen, you step into the ritual space. The new moon is not just a lunar phase. It is a living altar, a blank canvas of dark sky where you are invited to place your new becoming. This is not a casual wish-making moment. It is the sacred sealing of everything you've been unraveling over the days before, and it requires your presence, not performance, but deep embodied intention. Begin by preparing your space, not just physically, but energetically. Light a single white candle, the symbol of your soul's pure flame, unshaken, unburned. Cleanse the space around you with incense, Palo Santo, or silence. Let your breath be the clearing wind. Hold in your hands something that feels true to you, a crystal, a stone, a ring, something that will become your anchor to the frequency you are now claiming. This is your bridge between spirit and form. Then, take a blank page and begin the first act. Release. Write down everything you are ready to let go of, not just words, but the energy behind them, the fear of not being enough, the guilt that keeps looping, the belief that love must be earned, punished, or abandoned. Let it all come to the surface. Don't censor. This is not a performance. It's a purge. When you've written it all down, read it aloud to yourself. not with shame, but with recognition. Then burn it safely, or dissolve it into salt water. As the paper turns to ash, or the ink blurs into nothing, visualize those patterns disintegrating from your field. This is not symbolic. This is energetic closure. Next comes the most potent moment, the declaration. Now that the vessel is empty, what do you choose to fill it with? On a fresh page, write your new reality as if it already exists. I am safe in my body. I am living with purpose. I am connected to love that sees me, knows me, respects me. I am financially sovereign. I trust my path. These are not hopes. These are frequencies. As you write, let the emotion rise in you. Let your body remember what it feels like to already be that version of you. Because this is how the universe understands you. Not through words, but through vibration. Speak the declarations aloud. Let your voice shape the new blueprint. Now, take your anchor stone or object. Hold it close to your heart. With your breath, your hands, and your feeling, program it with the energy of your new timeline. Imagine light pouring into it from your chest, a steady stream of truth, peace, and power. You will carry this with you now. It will become your physical reminder when the world starts to question what you already know. And finally, blow out the candle, not as an ending, but as a transfer. The flame has moved from wick to soul. It burns within you now. What happens after? The universe begins to echo your shift. You'll start to see signs, sometimes subtle, sometimes undeniable. A door opens that wasn't there before. A phone call brings clarity. Money arrives without logic. Love finds its way back in unexpected form. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations that your frequency has been received. But you must also expect a final test. The old energy will knock one last time. An ex may reappear. An old fear may resurface. A tempting offer may show up, shiny on the outside but hollow underneath. These are not traps. They are thresholds, invitations to prove to yourself and the universe that the old no longer has a home in your new field. Your no becomes as sacred as your yes. Leo, you are not who you were before this portal opened. You are no longer the seeker. You are the creator. And now, as you walk back into the world, you do so with the quiet, powerful knowing, I have chosen my timeline. I have come home to myself, and nothing outside me can ever take that away. And so, Leo, as the lunar gateway closes and the new moon quietly takes her place in the sky, know this: the work is done, but the journey has only just begun. You have moved through shadow, silence, surrender. You have shed what was never truly yours. You have remembered the truth that lived beneath the noise. You didn't just witness transformation, you became it. Now you carry a new frequency, one that doesn't need to shout to be heard, one that doesn't need to prove to be powerful, one that simply is. Let your life from this point forward be shaped not by fear or habit, but by presence, by choice. Walk gently, shine truly, and never forget, the stars are not above you. They are within. Luna Celestine.